Alright students, continuing on, I told you we would go ahead and start with this content area. This is like the main area. Header, nav bar, and then in this content area, this is where we're going to have text and an image that's going to reside there. Your bio and your photograph. You should have already captured a photograph of yourself and then written a bit of a bio and put it in your working files folder. I'm going to show you real quick what I did in my folder. I've got my working files, I've got my bio right there. Okay, it's a Word document, and then I've got my black and white photograph that I was going to use. I've already copied my photograph and put it in my images. So it's self-image. Like if your photograph is 300 DPI and it's 8.5 by 11, that's humongous. You need to scale it down no bigger than 4 or 5 inches in one dimension. And then 72 PPI, pixels per inch. Do that in Photoshop. Resize it so it's manageable. If you put a 300 DPI image on a web page, it's like being 50 inches wide. It'll be humongous. So I want to capture my text for the bio first of all. And I've got too much of a bio here, but let me just grab, let me just do this. I'm going to grab these 2 paragraphs, okay? I'm going to just copy it. It's just text, edit, copy. Now remember, when you copy text from something like Word and put it in the web, it might copy some of the stylization or it may not. We want to be careful. We don't want to have, indentions and tabs and weird characters show up, and they might do that sometime. So going back to Dreamweaver, I've copied it to the clipboard, my text, and go back to Dreamweaver here, okay. And I'm going to insert my cursor inside of, I could either do it in design view and click it in here, like I'm typing right now, and it's purple text, ugly, okay. But I could either paste it right here, or I could actually go to my code view and right down here where it shows, let me hide the property bar for a moment. The content area, div ID equals content. This is where I put all that text. This is where I want to spill in and paste my bio. Okay, I've already got it on the clipboard, so I'm going to say Command V to paste. Boom, and there it is. Now it may not remember paragraph breaks and certain stylizations. That's fine. Okay, I'll go in here and clean this up later. Now when I look over here in the code view and click, there it is. Now remember, originally I set my body copy, the color of my body text to be purple, and made it 14 or 16 pixels in height. Look there, it's a line left, it's at the top, there's no stylization yet. I'm going to change that, but I'm not going to go do it over there in the body CSS. I'm going to do it in the content, hashtag content. So let's zoom back out. And the other thing I want to do is I want to insert my image, okay? So let's do that on this video. We're going to make sure you just get your text put in here, and it should look just something like that, spill in there without anything fancy about it. And then also the text. Now, the image. Now, you should have your image already in your images folder. If not, take a moment, pause this video, go to Photoshop, open up your image, size it to approximately the size you want it to be, maybe a little larger than you want it to be, because it's easier to scale it down than to scale it up. And then copy that as a JPEG or a PNG and place it inside your images folder, inside the root folder. So pause and do that, and in the meantime, let me show you. I'm going to continue on and go insert. I'm inserting the cursor right in front of this P, a professor, because I want to put my photograph first, right there, not after anything, but right there. And I'm going to zoom out so you can see. I'm going up to the top. I'm going to say insert image. The second tool down says insert image. And it's basically going to browse and find it. I've got it in my root folder inside of images, and it's called self image. Boom. And I'm going to say okay, and my image is there. Now notice my image is really, really large, way too large. Notice how it just pushed all my text way down. That's all right. I'm going to scale it here. It probably would have been better if I went to Photoshop and actually made it smaller. The reason being is if you have an image that's really large, and even though I scale it down like this, the computer remembers that really, really, really big size, and so it has to calculate and do the math, so it makes it slower. I'm going to leave it here on this video, okay? So basically you should have your image and text following. Disregard that whole, the background here not kind of lining up. That's because I need to set the height of my content area to auto, so it will stretch out to be the height of the content that's inside of it. All right, talk to you in a minute more.